It's a Canadian classic at Christmas, and I've been making it personally. Excuse me while I set this up. I've been making it personally myself for the last 10 years, since my mom passed. I've been making it, and I don't really care for store-bought, so later start than I normally do. Like I normally start around the 3rd or 4th. So I just like to get it done. So I normally start around the 3rd or 4th. But I just like to get it done. So I normally start around the 3rd or 4th. That's just. You know, I don't know. Sorry, I know this is a big hot mess, but that's okay. Everything's always a hot mess, and as you can see, small apartment, no room. So yeah, that's the way it goes, but I don't know. My enthusiasm for Christmas baking the last couple of years has kind of dropped a little, but I love Nanaimo bar. I make it all year round. And what do you say we get started? So, off with the hoopla. Let's go. Okay, I got my pot of water here. It's been on medium for a while to warm up. I got my steel mixing bowl, and that way I've made myself a double boiler. Now we're going to need, let's see, just hold that pot while I grab the ingredients. Okay, we're going to need cocoa, Oreo cookie crumbs or graham crumbs, you can use whichever you prefer. Shredded coconut, sweetened or unsweetened, the choice is yours. We're going to need 5 tablespoons of white sugar. And we're going to need 1 egg. And half a cup of margarine. We'll start off with, we're going to put margarine in there to melt. Okay. And we'll put the white sugar in there right now as well, because we'd like it to melt too. You need 5 tablespoons of white sugar. I don't have vanilla, but I do have creme de menthe. So this year we're making chocolate mint Nanaimo bars. I'd say that's about half a teaspoon, wouldn't you? I hope so. Okay. That's not a very nice green color. Now we're gonna grab another bowl, a measuring cup, and I started using Oreo cookie crumbs a couple of years ago because I wanted to change. Let's move this back so I'm in frame at least. And basically I got tired of graham crumbs, and to me they don't taste all that well. So I put 2 cups. A lot of people that have tried it made this way seem to prefer the cookie crumbs over the graham crumbs, but personal preference. That's melting nicely. I hope you're all having a good day. We were having minus 20 temperatures until today. Today it's only minus 4. So it's kind of warm for us, which is kind of nice. I'm just going to give this a good mix. And if you're going to use walnuts, this is where you would put in the chopped walnuts as well. I can't eat nuts, so I don't add any. Okay, that's almost ready. I'm going to add the 5 tablespoons of cocoa. That way it has time to mix in well. And turn the heat down to medium. Okay, and we've got our 1 egg here. You don't want the egg to cook and become scrambled, so gotta get it mixed in. Barely smell the mint, but I'm sure you'll be able to taste it. Okay. Now we take this mixture, okay, the bowl can come off now. And this is what your base mixture looks like. We'll move this stuff out of the way. Okay, now my mother used to put this all in a small square cake pan, but I like these. Then that way you can put them in the freezer and you don't have to eat it all at once, being one big lump of it. So you just take a spoon, or you could use the wooden spoon as well. Excuse me. And you press down so that the bottom is evenly covered in each container. So that it looks like that. To me, this is one of my favorite times of the year. I actually prefer this over actual Christmas itself. And I've always liked baking and cooking, so. And we're going to put these in the freezer to set. Okay. Now while they're setting, we're going to start the custard layer. Seeing as that bowl's clean, we'll just use it again. Now for this, we're going to need custard powder, margarine, and milk. And icing sugar, of course. Okay, so we do 4 tablespoons of margarine, yeah, I know I don't do things the way everyone else does. So is my lot in life. I like being different. Being different. Nothing wrong with being different. Just old and set in my ways, I guess. Yeah, I know that's loud. Sorry about that. we're going to need our trusty old friend here. Believe it or not, my mother won this at Vancouver's P&E back in the mid-70s. But a lot of my stuff is old. That's okay with me. Just because something's old doesn't mean it isn't useful. But I think the motor is starting to give way a little bit. Until it dies on me, I'm going to keep on using it. Okay. Now we need to put 2 tablespoons of custard powder into this. And right, 2 tablespoons of milk. Now, I like evaporated milk myself. I think it gives a better flavor than regular milk, so that's what I use. Okay, now we mix it up. And finally, we add in 2 cups of icing sugar. At least that's what we call it. And I'm leaving the water on because for the topping we're going to need the water. I believe in the U.S. that's called confectioner sugar, but here we call it icing sugar. But each country has their own terms for things. Okay, we slowly mix this in. And that's what the custard layer ends up looking like. Okay, let's rinse off this layer. Okay. And we'll try to get as much of this off of here as we can. Sorry I'm not too talkative when I'm baking, but just set them there now, and we'll get out one. Put some of the custard layer on it. Okay, let's try using this spoon. That worked better. Discombobulated, that's the term. We'll get a bit more. The thing is, the bottom layer hasn't had really time to set. But I didn't want to have to stop and start the stream. Okay, that's one. I've come across many people in my life that don't like the Nanaimo bark because they say it's too sweet. But I don't know. I grew up with it, and I don't find it too sweet at all. Could be just me. Anybody watching? Hope you're enjoying the video or the live stream. And just a light coating on. I know somebody that when she made it, she used to make double of this topping because she liked her middle layer thick. But for me, that would just be way too sweet. So if you're doubling the recipe, then you've got 4 cups of icing sugar in there. And that would just be incredibly sweet, especially when you've got the chocolate and the white sugar in the bottom section. Now we'll try to get this stuff off of here. A lot of it gets stuck to the whips here, so. Usually when I'm doing my Christmas baking, I got the tunes cranked. Okay, and there's this one now they have to set for a while. Let's rinse off some of these dishes. I found it daunting the first time I tried these recipes. I'm mainly well, I did take foods and nutrition in grades 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. It was just called cafeteria because all we did in grade 12 was cook meals for the cafeteria and for the teachers' meetings and stuff. But it's the only class, excuse me for a second, it's the only class that I consistently got good marks in, so The hardest part of making the Nanaimo bar actually is clean up. There's a lot of baking streams and that, they don't show the cleanup part. It's a part of the process. You want to bake or cook, you're going to end up having to do dishes. In this bowl, we're going to need again. It's a bit hot. There we go. This is what we'll be making the topping in. Actually, no, we won't. This is the only bowl that'll fit on the pot. And yes, I do have bigger pots, or smaller pots, but we don't want to wait half an hour for the water to come up to temp to be boiling again, do we? I don't, for sure. Okay. Well, this is where I'd say, and whatever you like to drink, coffee, cola, water, milk, doesn't matter. And now we're going to take a 30-second hydration break while I grab myself a coffee. Okay, be right back. Alright, I'm back. And the coffee right now I'm drinking is a gourmet medium roast. Because my morning coffee was a breakfast blend, but I finished that pot and now working on this one. Okay. Now the next part, one of the simpler parts, we just I think we need to go in here. I don't remember where I put things half the time, but no, okay. This is the spice one. All right. Here we go. We're going to need some baker's chocolate. I get the unsweetened kind because desserts are already sweet enough as it is. It doesn't need a whole bunch more sweetness. And I find unsweetened dark chocolate is a great topping for the Nanaimo bar, honestly. I am making the Nanaimo bar. How's it going? Hoping you're having a good day. So, we're just waiting for the Nanaimo bar to set up a little. So far, what we've done is we've got the base and the custard topping on. and we're just waiting for it to harden so that we can spread the top layer on and package it. Oh, hang on. So how it work? To be honest, this is where I splurge. I use 4 squares instead of 2. You're supposed to use 2. Okay. And let's see. Oh, yeah. And all the top layer is just supposedly 2 squares of baker's chocolate. You decide what sweetness you want. And 2 tablespoons of margarine. But because I'm using 4 squares, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of margarine. So get out margarine again. Last night I had the brilliant idea at 10:30 at night to make a batch of buns. I was in the middle of doing them, and I thought, well, maybe I should roll some cinnamon and raisins into them, and too much work. I'd already almost finished, so. Hey. Oh. Keep this out, might need it. Oh, that's good to hear. Glad it's Friday. For me, it's karaoke night, so I'm always glad that it's Friday. My brain needs I tell you. First thing about getting old, your memory starts going. Good to hear. Now with this, you don't want to add too much. You could use butter, by the way, instead of margarine, but butter being $8 a pound here, a little out of my price range. But you don't want to put too much butter or margarine and make it too watery. You want it to be like a chocolate sauce. And because the baker's chocolate squares are, oops, mistake, are pure chocolate, it'll mix up quite nicely as it melts. Okay. It didn't seem like much. But then, the topping isn't supposed to be thick, it's supposed to be very thin. But then my idea of a piece of cake or a piece of Nanaimo bar compared to others is different. Those little tiny squares people give you, to me, that ain't a piece. That's a taste. When I have a piece of Nanaimo bar, I want a nice, good, solid piece. Mom used to say the smaller the pieces, the longer it lasts. And me being a smart ass, you say, but can't you just make more? Then I proceeded to get a lesson in economics and the price of chocolate and the price of this and the price of that. And the old, you're lucky I even make it for you at Christmas. Okay. We're almost there. And there we go. It's like a chocolate soup. Okay. I'll bring these back out. Okay. You just want to spread this like it's a glaze. You don't want it completely covered in thick chocolate. Just basically like that. And then you put it back in the fridge or wherever to set. I was actually surprised when I went out to take the garbage out this morning and got all bundled up expecting minus 20 and it was warm. Okay, second one done. And I get these containers at the dollar store. They're $2 for 3 containers, which I think is a good price. And they do quite well. Like one of these Nanaimo bar, when I do open it, will last me almost a week. I just kind of hoped I had the stuff for Nanaimo this year when I went shopping. I was almost sure, but not completely. But if I need anything, it would just be that I need to get more of the cookie crumbs. And then I'm putting such a thin layer on top is good too, because like I said, I'm using unsweetened dark chocolate, so it's very bitter. And then it's a great contrast to the custard layer, which has all that icing sugar, and the bottom layer, which is all that white sugar. And there's this one. Now, oh yeah, right here. Now I just take a lid. Like I said before, these were perfect for making as Christmas gifts for people. You can write the name, the date, whatever on there. You're ready to go. I'm just going to box up the last two. So. Remember the first year I made them. I made some right before Christmas. And then I got bored in January, so I made a bunch more. And with a whole bunch of these. Glad I dated them so I knew when I had made them. So yeah. No, I don't like blue. That's why I have purple. Can't stand blue pins. And basically, we are done. So, thank you for watching, and hope you all have a great weekend. And as always, smiles for all. Scootsie out. Bye.